Coming up this week, off screen.
We meet Early Man.
Matt Damon sets about downsizing.
The Maze Runner searches for the death cure.
Chris Hemsworth is 12 strong.
And Richard Linklater sets the last flag flying.
All those to come and more, off screen.
This is Off Screen. Off Screen. Off Screen. Off Screen. With the latest film news and reviews, this is Off Screen, the on-screen radio show.
Ooh, welcome to Off Screen. I'm Van Connor.
I am Kase Allen.
Welcome back, Mr. Allen. Thanks for indulging me. Last week I was at a funeral. I apologise. Before the news, before the reviews, before the competitions, plugs, podcasts, everything we cram into this show and more, we've got some golden statues to talk about, haven't we?
So the Razzie nominations.
Yes, the Razzie. That's the important thing.
Yeah. I always really look forward to the Razzies, almost as much as the Oscars.
Do you know, the Razzies got some flack this year.
They really have.
Yeah, like, how snobbery, how dare they, blah-de-blah.
Yeah, don't. No. That's not the point of the Razzies.
You
like,
know.
the Razzies, you just poke fun at everyone.
No one expects honest trailers to be taken seriously as trailers. It's
Exactly.
a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Get on board, you snobs. You know.
I think it's amazing that a performance that everyone, well, a lot of people early on sat and seen thought was going to be nominated for Best Actress. The Oscars nominated for the worst actress at the Razzies.
To whom are you referring?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, of course, for Mother.
Tiny M! Exclamation point.
Exactly. But yeah, we had the Oscars. Just as I was going into Last Flag Flying yesterday, they were announcing them just as that screening was starting.
Yes, I was watching the live stream.
Were you watching? Was it, who was it? It was
Andy Serkis and Tiffany Haddish.
Yes.
Yeah. From Girls Trip, which I watched the other day.
Did you enjoy?
It's all right.
I didn't really make it past the first half hour, I'm going to be honest.
I think it's worth sticking to.
It was one of those where I wasn't in the mood. Like, it wasn't that I hated the film, I just wasn't in the mood.
Yeah, maybe go back and watch it sometime.
I'll try it
There
again.
are some quite funny bits.
I've seen all of Rough Night, so I kind of owe Girls Trip one, I think.
Oh, it's 10 times better.
Yeah, it's not difficult though, is it? So yeah, the Oscars then.
So yeah, they announced who was going to be nominated this year. They did this really interesting thing where for the technical awards or the craft awards, as they keep referring to it as, they have these like small 25-second, 30-second like video vignette things that introduce them. So
didn't know that.
Yeah, for like the production design one, it was Gal Gadot. And she was sat in a room, and there was a bunch of people like moving furniture around, and then she was in a completely different room.
Excellent.
And then for another one, for Best Animation, it was Rebel Wilson, and she's in like a 50s diner kind of setting, and everything just like comes to life as like dancing cartoon musical notes. And
that's amazing.
It's very cool. It's all on their YouTube page.
I'll have to look that up. That actually sounds really cool.
Go watch it. We can watch it later on, man.
We shall. That sounds really cool. But of course, there were big winners in terms of the nominations, sort of heavy hitters, and there were complete snubs as well.
There were some snubs. There were some surprises. We'll discuss one.
Yes, I think
I'm annoyed about that.
I know which one it is. I actually know in advance. We've not even talked about it. And I know in advance which one you're going to be spitting feathers at when we get to the podcast extras.
I was, but I mean, the person I blame, like a lot of people have blamed him for things, and rightly so, and we'll get into that. Let's just talk about the Best Picture nominees and director, and I feel like everything else we'll do later.
Everything else is gravy, we'll get to that, yeah.
Yeah, so Best Picture, there are 9 nominees.
Interesting number, actually, as well.
I think there was 9 last year.
Because they're allowed up to 10, aren't
they? They're allowed up to, they can have anywhere between 5 and 10.
Yeah.
They say that, well, they didn't say this, but it's pretty much assumed that they did this because of when The Dark Knight wasn't nominated.
Yeah, I know.
So the year after, when Dark Knight came out, they're like, oh, we can have 10 films now.
Did The Dark Knight get overlooked for The Blind Side? Is that not how it historically went down? Something like that, yeah.
Which is a bit silly. But yeah, the 9, so we got Call Me By Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk.
Fair enough.
Get Out.
Yes!
We'll talk about that later. Lady Bird. We'll talk about that later.
I've not seen it, you have, but okay.
Phantom Thread.
I'm seeing it next week.
Has got way more than I think anyone was really predicting, including director.
Yeah, I'm seeing it on Monday, I think.
I am looking forward to it.
So we shall see on that one.
Apparently, there's been a meme, as the kids say, come out of it regarding Daniel Day-Lewis's breakfast order
Yeah.
His character orders something for breakfast, and apparently the way that he says it and his order is incredible.
I look forward to this.
It's all been on Twitter.
I hate that when there's memes about something you haven't seen.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I want to be part of it.
I want to be part of this cultural engagement. Sorry, please continue.
Sorry, and Phantom Thread, The Post, which has only got 2 nominations.
Because it's not that good.
Meryl's there.
Meryl's there, yeah.
Shape of Water, which, as Riley said, has got 13, and 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Which I hope wins. But that's me personally.
I would be fine with it winning because I really loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't want it to win.
I'd rather get out one.
Well, yeah. No, I don't want it to win because I feel like every time I go onto the playlist or just any kind of like film Twitter site, it's going to be like loads of think pieces about.
Oh God, yeah.
Why 3 billboards shouldn't have won, and just I don't need that.
It's getting a lot of hate anyway. 3 billboards.
It really has.
It's a very weird backlash. For it, yeah.
There's a backlash against Sam Rockwell, and I'm just like,
what is wrong with you people? Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate how artistry works.
The kind of people that have been ranting for like 20 years why he's never been nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
Funny how that works, isn't it?
Isn't it? Moving on to Best Director, Christopher Nolan, nominated for the first time.
I'm so happy about this. I can't believe this is his first nomination.
It's mad, isn't it?
Really is.
Crazy. Greta Gerwig.
Well, I think everyone's happy about that because, hey, woman, finally.
Again, same thing. Greta Gerwig, Jordan Peele.
Yeah, a woman and a black man have been nominated for the director Oscar. That is astounding.
Yeah. But Paul Thomas Anderson, Phantom Thread.
Not seen it.
Who was edging out Martin McDonough.
Yes. I wonder about that.
Because Oscars always do that. They always match up with like 4 of the DJs, but not the full 5.
Is it going to be like when we had Argo again? And it won, because Argo won Best Picture but not Best Director, didn't it?
It wasn't nominated for Best Director.
That was it. Yeah, it wasn't nominated for Best Director, but it won Best Picture. Yeah.
Thinking. So GDT might get Director. So yeah, Guillermo del Toro is the last one.
I logged my Bet365 account the other day in preparation. I've not placed my bets yet. I wanted to talk to you before I did because you have an uncanny knack of predicting the outcome of the Oscars, and I would be a fool to ignore you.
Well, I usually am. When it's not the year when Kevin Spacey gets found out for being this, which means that Christopher Plummer replaces him, meaning that Christopher Plummer gets a supporting actor, ergo edging out Armie Hammer. But
I know, it's so weird, isn't it?
Whatever, it's fine. But yeah, talk to me.
We'll talk more in the podcast extras then. Yeah. In the meanwhile, we need to plug the podcast itself and competitions real quick. Download the podcast edition, Acast, iTunes, Deezer, TuneIn, whatever podcast platform you like. Odds are we're probably on there. So just download the free Off-Screen podcast. There's more after the credits and a bit of Nicolas Cage because we do like to treat you for the privilege. In the meanwhile, go on to onscreenfilm.com, go in the competition section, and you can win all sorts of hoopla. We've got DVDs, Blu-rays, Wind River, 7852, all sorts in there to be won. So go on and do that. And in the meanwhile, we probably better get to our first review real quick because we're pushing time already.
Yeah. What is our first one?
We are doing Last Flag Flying, sir.
I've seen this.
You have. You saw this before me.
Yeah, I did.
So Last Flag Flying, which is written and directed by Linklater.
I believe so.
I believe so.
Yeah.
And it stars Steve Carell, it stars Bryan Cranston, it stars Sir Lawrence of the Fishburnes.
Larry the Fish.
Larry the Fish, yeah. And they are 3 Vietnam veterans who, and this is all set against the backdrop of the capture of Saddam Hussein. Strange, because it is a period piece, but
not that
recent,
far away.
Recent period piece. Set against, so in the background we have the capture of Saddam Hussein going on, all the news monitors in the background. They are 3 Vietnam veterans who reunite to bury the son of who was also a Marine of, Steve Carell's character. And it's kind of like planes, trains and automobiles in a weird way with a dead body. They're transporting him back to Steve Carell's hometown in order to bury the son. We have a clip of a dinner between Lawrence Fishburne and Bryan Cranston and Steve Carell.
I'm glad to see you prevailing over your hardships, Doc.
Oh, I do my best.
You, at least, seem to have turned out to be a decent man.
Oh, try to be.
So do I.
Me too.
I regret any role I played in all that foolishness that happened back in Vietnam.
It's okay.
What the hell happened to Mueller the Mauler? Huh? I mean, what'd you put him in the witness protection program?
Bryan Cranston there giving it some sass, and he does a lot of that in this movie. And I mean, we're both big fans of all three, I think, in this.
Yeah,
in this
and
case.
I think we work really well together.
They do, and I think they are the strength of the film. They are absolutely. I think they really do bring that Linklater sort of style into sort of a bit more jovial a life in one sense than I think we're used to.
I don't know. He's done quite a number of like jovial films, even with some dramas and stuff. But I don't think you expect it for this film.
No, you really don't. And I thought this was. To be honest, I thought this was just be Deer Hunter. I thought
it was going to be more of a straight drama.
I really did. I thought it would go quite dark.
But you get the sense that they are like three friends that haven't seen each other for years that are reconnecting.
Very much. They do quite clearly seem to have genuine chemistry, the three of them.
Yeah.
I think Steve Carell downplays it quite nicely, I think, because he's quite a subdued character, quite a meek character.
Well, they're three very like distinct personalities, aren't they?
Love Fishburne, love Cranston.
Yes.
There is a scene of the two of them in the cab of a van talking about Eminem. That just had me howling with laughter.
Yeah, all of that kind of stuff when it's showing that they're now like three guys who are a little bit out of touch. Well, especially Lawrence Fishburne and Cranston.
And there's a mobile phone scene, things like this.
We all go to get like a mobile phone each so we can call each other, and it's very sweet.
I'm calling you on my mobile telephone.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Just that scene in particular, because they're quite, well, especially Cranston, he's got that like veneer of being quite like hard boiled.
Yes.
But then he's the one that's insisting, let's go get phones, so he can be in touch with them.
It's a strange way of doing touching without actually having to come out and say it. And I really like that. But it's a very nuanced and layered film, but at the same time it's not afraid to be out and out laugh out loud funny.
Yeah, there are some really hilarious bits.
Oh god, yeah.
There's some very moving bits as well.
Oh, definitely. But
it's quite tight.
No, I did like it. I think I don't think anyone's really ever going to dislike this. I think it's kind of an all round kind of pleaser. I don't think obviously don't show it to kids, but
you could like watch it with your dad or
you could watch it with your dad. You could watch it with your granddad. You could watch it with your partner. Everyone, I think, will kind of take something away from this. It is very enjoyable, and I think it's enjoyable because of the three of them.
Yeah.
But anything you want to add on it? Anything else that you enjoyed that I missed?
No, it was, I pretty much agree with all those points. I think there's a few things that get set up early on and you don't think that they're going to have much of an impact when it gets to the payoff right at the end.
Very true.
And it really does.
Yes, it's quite clever about that, actually.
Yeah, there's a thing that happens right at the end and it's like,
Yeah, fair play. That was well done.
They would like to do that.
Yeah, I agree. I really enjoyed it. I think everyone should see it.
With the latest film news and reviews, this is Offscreen, the on-screen radio show.
And we're back, Mr. Allen. So, shall we go from Vietnam to Afghanistan?
That seems quite logical.
Well, this is the weird thing, because they did press screen 12 Strong and then Last Flag Flying back to back. So, and they were the only two. Oh, there was an art film sort of in the afternoon that I skipped for time reasons, but it was a very fitting double bill in one sense. So 12 Strong, which is from the Jerry Bruckheimer school of producing. It is directed, first time director Nikolai Fuelsey, sorry. It's one of those where he's got like a Norwegian name. It's spelled Fugel Siegel, I think.
Right.
But Nikolai Fuelsey. And this is the recently declassified true story of the Horse Soldiers, the first unit who went into Afghanistan after 9/11. These were the dudes who rocked, as the poster tells us, on 9/11, on September 11th, the world changed. On September 12th, they enlisted. And that's pretty much the plot. So Chris Hemsworth leads a team that includes Mickey Pence, includes Mickey Shan.
Yeah, Crazy Eye Shannon.
And Jeff Stoltz.
Pornstache is there, isn't he?
No, he isn't. There's a guy who looks a lot like him.
Oh,
There's Thad Luckinbill, who looks a lot like him as well.
Pornstache is in Den of Thieves.
He's in that.
Yeah.
He was also in 13 Hours, which was this movie last year.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
So and that's kind of, we'll get to that in the criticism part of this. They go
Spoiler.
They go to Afghanistan, and they are assigned to take down the head of Al-Qaeda. The way this works is they will team up with a local insurgent general and basically work their way through a number of sort of occupied towns all the way up to, I think it's Mazar-e-Sharif, I think is the name of the place, where they will finally take him on. And it's weird because he's running in the same, he and his forces are running in the same direction. So they're basically chasing him across Afghanistan, taking out his targets along the way. And of course, the only way, as the the fact that it's called the declassified story of the horse soldiers will tell you, the only way to do it is on horseback, which none of them know quite how to ride. We have a clip of Chris Hemsworth the day after 9/11 going into the office for the first time.
Why are you here? Out of uniform with that fur on your face? Didn't you get back from Kuwait like 3 weeks ago?
Sir, apologies. Technically, I'm still on leave.
Well, if you're here today, leave is over. Take a look around, Captain. We're a little busy. What do you want?
I'm back in my team, sir.
You don't have a team. You've been rotated to my staff. At your request, by the way. All right? They'll be filtered into new ODAs when the opportunities arise. If I were you, I'd get back to your desk and start studying intel on Afghanistan.
The Taliban sponsored the attack, sir?
Al-Qaeda planned this attack. They have refuge in Afghanistan.
The Middle East is our assigned region, sir.
Really? I didn't know that. Here's the thing, though. You don't have a region because you don't have a team. So get back to your desk and let me do my job.
Funny story about this one. I saw this with a friend of mine. I only run into it military movies. A friend of mine named Cassidy, and he's the film critic for Forces TV. And
that makes sense.
Well, he was a medic in Afghanistan. He lost a leg there, and we were talking afterwards, and he said the funny thing about that is I didn't know the story, but if even 20% of that is the actual story, then it's a hell of a tale. And I kind of have to agree with him. The film is boilerplate early January war drama. It is Lone Survivor / 13 Hours / it's every one of these sort of Peter Berg kind of era movies.
What you expect.
Totally. Yeah. It's not going to surprise you in any sense, but the story is actually really good. It's really interesting. It's really gripping. Okay, it's a bit baggy in the sort of, in the back end. And Chris Hemsworth, you describe in this, when he tries to go all Hollywood and do the Hollywood role, rather than, Thor, which is a very specific character that we know him for, or comedies where he gets to really cut loose. When he tries for action hero chops and he tries to do things like Black Hat or this,
he struggles.
He does a bit.
The ones I've seen him, but ones where it's clearly a vehicle where let's just get a Thor, like Snow White Huntsman, or
we've got Thor on a poster, it'll sell.
Yeah.
And you do feel coming away from this is like 2003 Heath Ledger. Is the best comparison point I can think of. And I've had friends of mine notably have the same problem where they have confused the two when they were writing reviews of this. It is very much 2002, 2003 Heath Ledger, before he really found his niche and then became...
It's like a Ned Kelly.
Yeah, Ned Kelly era, Patriot kind of time. Yeah, very much that kind of Heath Ledger. And the fact that they're both Australians is kind of coincidental, but also really fitting. Having said that, it does work. The role is something of kind of a blank canvas anyway, so it sort of works. You do get that thing towards the end where they put the picture up of the actual guys, and they all look like pretty regular guys. And like someone looked out.
You wish you were Hemsworth.
Yeah, you looked out, mate. Getting Hemsworth to play you. I mean, this is the dude from Scorpion level look.
I always think about that when I rewatch Social Network.
Yeah,
and I think like Eduardo Saban does not look like Andrew Garfield.
The Winklevi really looked out, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the same thing. I mean, you've got a cast of really unique-looking, sort of, masculine figure stars in here. Michael Shannon, Trevante Rhodes as well, who has perfected...
He's great.
He has perfected that raised top lip, 50 cent stare-down thing. They are all great in their own little ways, but the film doesn't require them to be. The film is enjoyable. The writing is it's that level of bravado and amusing, and there are moments of genuine depth to it, like when they're flying in for the first time and they're all trying to cover up that you can tell that they're trying to cover up the fact they're all terrified just by being bunch of boys, and it's
bunch of lads.
Yeah, and it does work. And the story, because you won't know the tale, is quite engaging. I did come away from it and think, okay, it's no Black Hawk Down, but what is? And that's kind of the benchmark for all these things now. But yeah, it's a Jerry Bruckheimer war film. And I'm never gonna dislike that, because Jerry Bruckheimer knows how to produce a war film. Nikolai Fulci is a damn fine director, apparently photojournalist. And it does show, because there's a lot of very intense, very emotionally drawing visuals in there. There is a shot, for instance, of these men on horseback riding across the screen in one direction while missiles fly over them overhead in the other opposite direction. You're like, this whole film was clearly building to this shot right
it's built
here.
Around that.
Clearly, yeah. It's like the head is in his mouth moment from Darkest Hour. The whole script was written around that moment. This whole film was concocted around this moment. I enjoyed it, but I don't think it's not going to challenge you. It's nothing you haven't seen before. But in that same way that Only the Brave worked.
I've still not seen Under the Brave. I think I'd enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, you absolutely will. It's not going to, challenge your sensibilities, and it's not going to give you anything new, but it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable on a comfort food level. And this has very much that sort of Lone Survivor 13 hours kind of Black Hawk
If you had to compare it to one food, what would it be?
If I had to compare it to one food, mac and cheese.
Nice.
Mac and cheese with a lot of breadcrumbs on top, just for a bit of gristle.
Bit of gristle.
A bit of gristle.
Some like bacon bits as well.
Yeah,
maybe.
bacon bits.
Bacon bits.
Salty bacon bits.
Bacon bits and maybe some chopped jalapenos.
You're really describing this movie well for someone who hasn't seen it.
I'm not even seen it. I've seen the poster and I know my food. I know my mac and cheese.
That's exactly the kind of mac and cheese that would be. I can tell now. Yeah, it does work. I very much enjoyed it. And I thought, actually, it was a pretty good role for Michael Pena, actually. To say it was one where he wasn't a lead. He's kind of just one of a very evenly distributed ensemble. I thought he got some nice scenes in there, I thought, as well. But so, have you got a piece of film news for me real quick?
I have. John Cena is apparently in talks to be Duke Nukem.
Which fills me with joy. So much joy.
It fills me with so much joy as well.
It's going to be directed by Michael Bay.
Produced.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a Platinum Dunes joint.
Fair
so,
enough.
I don't know.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I don't know about that. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
I can't think of any. If you are going to do that, I don't think of anyone that's better. I don't think there's anyone better.
I don't, because
John Cena.
I think The Rock's kind of a bit too high profile for it. I think it needs someone slightly schlockier, but Cena could absolutely do it, and I think he'd do it well.
Well, he's not really had a vehicle just for him. He's just been really great in like comedic supporting roles.
I would love a Duke Nukem movie so much.
Yeah.
I've been playing Duke Nukem since 1990.
I think even if it's like a so bad it's good kind of.
Yeah. Even if it's Doom level, I'm good. Yeah, I mean...
What I want is a new Demolition Man. That's what I really want.
I just want peroxide blonde John Cena, sunglasses tank top, kicking
giant
down...
gun.
Yeah, kicking down doors, the giant gun, saying, "Hail to the king, baby."
Yeah.
I mean... I'm totally
that's
in.
all I want.
While shooting floating aliens, I'm good. So, from one extreme to the other, let's talk Aardman, shall we?
Yes.
So, Early Man, which is latest from Aardman Pictures, so it has the distinct visual style.
I love Aardman.
Yeah, you will.
Always loved Aardman.
This is very distinctly Aardman as well. This is one of those like only they could pull this story off. It is the story of the end of the Stone Age, the beginning of the Bronze Age. You have the Stone Age cavemen who are usurped by the arrival of the Bronze Age, more civilized society, who take their home from them, exile them, and then the Stone Age sort of exiles, led by Doug, our main hero, voiced by Eddie Redmayne. Reddy Edmayne, decide they're going to get back into their kingdom by challenging them to... I'll tell you what, there's a clip. I'll play you a clip, and that'll set it up rather nicely.
We challenge the champions! Huh? What did you say? He said, we I heard what he said. If we win, we keep our valley. You leave my tribe in peace. You think you can beat us at football?
Yes, so there you have it. Against all odds, the studio that brought us The Great Escape with chickens has now gone and done 10,000 years BC. Was it a million years BC, whatever it was? Meets The Longest Yard. And yeah, who'd have thought? I didn't know this before I saw it. That's the really fun.
But it's like a sports comedy as well.
Didn't know it was a sports comedy at all. So just thought it was a.
I think they were quite cagey about that up until maybe the last trailer, or maybe the last two trailers. They didn't really put the whole sports element in there.
That's the thing, though, because I'm not a football guy. I mean, I have my sports. Football is not one of them. I mean, ice hockey movie, basketball movie, NFL movie. I'm an easy lay for those.
Yeah.
But a football movie very rarely does it for me. Although I do have a soft spot for Vinnie Jones's Mean Machine.
There's not many curling films, in my opinion.
Men with Brooms is a good one.
Yeah.
Men with Brooms is a good one, and stars Paul Gross.
I prefer the sequel. Man with Two Brooms.
One of those was real. Anyway, the thing is, I thought this was really actually exceptionally well written for what it was. The level of humour that's gone into it is vintage Aardman, and as such, there's a lot of football-specific humour in there, but it's broad enough football-specific humour that you do actually find that even if you're not a football fan,
Still like it anyway.
You get every reference, and you get those jokes. You get references they think it's all over, and it is now, and you get things like an offhand reference to, Motti and Gary Lineker and things like that. These little, anachronistic things.
There's one line in the trailer that cracked me up when he says like they've captured him, and the chief guy says, "Take him away and torture him slowly," and then they walk away from him really slowly.
Yeah. There's a lot like that. I was quite impressed as well when I got to the very end, because I couldn't. There were a lot of voices in there that seemed familiar, and you get to the end and they actually do put the names up next to the characters, and you wow,
cast is really good.
It's like Richard Ayoade, Rob Brydon, Maisie Williams,
Mark Williams, Kyvan Novak,
yes,
Johnny Vegas.
I caught Johnny Vegas.
Johnny Vegas's character name is amazing.
What is it?
It's called Asbo.
It is very funny, and I do think it has all round appeal in that way that Aardman, are second only really to Pixar and Laika for. It's not quite a Wallace and Gromit level adventure. It's certainly not Chicken Run. If I were to compare it to any other Aardman film on the quality spectrum, Flushed Away.
All right.
Yeah, I'd say Flushed Away. It's up there. Flushed Away is a movie.
Have you ever watched Pirates?
In an Adventure with Scientists?
I loved that film.
I do. I absolutely love it. But that to me is Chicken Run quality.
Yeah, I think that's
upper echelon.
That film is incredible.
I mean, I don't think Wallace and Gromit, Case of Loaf and Death. Oh, Where Rabbit. I don't think that's as good as Pirates or Chicken Run.
No, I don't.
But, they call me Pirate Captain. You may call me Pirate Captain. But no, so definitely see this. The kids will love it. The dads will have a chuckle. And the granddads will like it too. It's one that I think is genuine fun for the entire family.
With the latest film news and reviews. This is Offscreen, the on-screen radio show.
And we're back, Mr. Allen. So, where should we go next?
To the UK box office top 5.
Number 5.
Jumanji, welcome to the sequel.
Which is an excellent title and should absolutely have been used. This is proving to be a real bit of longevity for Sony, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got legs, hasn't it?
Seriously?
Great.
I mean, it's got big, chunky, muscular Dwayne Johnson legs on there.
Yeah, giant tree trunk legs.
Oh, yeah.
Have you watched, what's it called? Big Mouth on Netflix? Yeah.
Only the first episode.
Oh,
I will watch the rest.
There's another episode with The Rock in it that I need to show you.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's not the actual Rock, but like he's
a character in it. I'm like, I'll have a look at that. I do want to carry on watching it.
It's great.
But hasn't it got Jenny Slate in it?
Yes.
You have my money, sir.
Yes.
I really enjoyed Jumanji. I know you did as well.
Me too, but there's definitely going to be a sequel, even though they've not announced it yet.
Oh, yeah. There's absolutely positively going to be a sequel to this one.
Yeah, I think they're going to wait until it's come out of theatres to announce.
Oh, yeah, I think they'll let the hype just fade slightly. Let the deck clear a little
And I
bit.
can imagine, like, the contract negotiations are going to take a while.
We've got to wait 6 years just for The Rock. You've got to wait 6 years for The Rock, 4
I've
years
got
for Kevin Hart.
45 films to make in the next 5 years.
I think it's 6 for Dwayne, 4 for Kevin Hart, about 2 weeks for Jack Black. Yeah, you got to pace these things out. You got to wait for these guys. Have we got a tweet from them?
Yes, at very_O.
Okay.
Says,
Very O.
Very O. Trey-O.
Treo. Treo. We love this.
Jumanji is the funniest movie ever. Capital
Bold.
letters. Yeah.
Bold.
I literally want to go back to the movie theatre and watch it again. Crying face emoji.
The funniest bit, that's someone who hasn't seen Waiting.
Number 4.
Greatest Jackman.
Did you get to see this in the end?
Yeah, I've seen it. I saw it a couple of weeks ago.
Did you enjoy?
Yeah.
Did you have fun with
With
it?
caveats.
With caveats? What are those caveats? I'm curious.
I think the story's terrible.
I enjoyed it, but the story's crap.
Like, it's a bit cack.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, it bears no resemblance to reality, but
that doesn't bother me so much. I understand that it's a painted, not a mirror.
Yeah.
Which is my favourite.
Ooh, good
Yeah.
Sorkin quote there.
Thank you.
You're taking that name plaque to heart, aren't
Yes,
you?
I really am. I've just become Sorkin this year. I understand that it's fried chicken, like that, source element, but the story, it's just really kind of rote, and it's it's rags to riches to rags to kind of riches, and he's all right. And I needed someone to die as well. I needed more stakes. I needed there to be a little bit more kind of. Like, I don't want to compare it to Moulin Rouge, because those people are saying, it's this generation's Moulin Rouge, which it's not.
It's not even been a generation since Moulin Rouge.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
But I think why Moulin Rouge is so effective is because you feel for the two particular characters in there, and you feel like there's real
Also,
stakes in there.
I get what you mean. I think for me as well, Moulin Rouge does feel like it takes place in another world entirely. This kind of feels like it is set in the modern world. And really, if we want to be honest about The Greatest Showman, it is an all-singing, all-dancing musical about publicity.
It is, definitely.
It's about PR.
But that was another thing as well. Like, the songs are incredible. Some of the songs are absolutely amazing.
Oh, yes.
And definitely the best part about it. So that's why you would sell it on...
You really would, yeah.
On these are the songwriters from like La La Land. But I found it weird that they have like an opera singer and then she doesn't sing like an operetta or a...
It's odd, isn't it?
It was a bit strange. And I found it very kind of like style of substance.
You did have fun, though.
I had fun.
That's fair, you know.
We were watching it, and there was a row of like teenage girls behind us who had clearly seen it 4 times.
Yeah, that was in every one of these.
And they were singing along to every song. So
fair. It obviously has a
that's the
cultural
audience.
impact, doesn't it?
And I didn't hate it, and I'll watch it when it's on Netflix at Christmas with like my niece.
You absolutely will, yes. It's one of those, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
But
so it was all right.
Fair play. So, a tweet on the matter?
Yes, at Weddle's Beard.
Okay.
Those are good names.
Excellent names.
The at Greatest Showman was incredible. One of the best movies I've seen in a long time. How many zeros is that? 100,000% going to buy the soundtrack. Actually, the soundtrack, last check, is number 1.
Isn't it?
Which is it's a pretty rare feat, and it's great that an original musical has been made.
That's always good, to be honest.
Yeah.
Number 3.
The Post.
Which I didn't hate. I didn't particularly like. I think it does feel like it's liberal moral pondering. You know, posturing. Put it this way, Hanks, Streep, Odenkirk, John Williams, Spielberg, all at the top of their game, because when are they not? I think the problem is the writing is insanely weak. And any life any lifeblood that flows through the veins of this movie comes solely because of the caliber of those names I've just mentioned.
Yeah.
And I think they work.
It just seems quite conceited as well.
It does. It all works in spite of that script, which is insanely just muted and weak. But have we got a tweet on this one?
At Mark Harris NYC.
Okay.
Says, I'm going to preface this. This isn't necessarily one of those tweets where it's someone who's seen it or...
Okay.
Yeah.
It's relevant, that's fine.
He's talking about The Post.
Oh, yeah?
He says, tug at this Oscar stat and you will find a fascinating history of gender opportunity inequality. The Post is the first time Meryl Streep has been nominated for being a Best Picture nominee since 1985.
That is weird.
Because obviously she's been nominated now 21 times.
Yep.
It's the first time in over 30 years of film she has been nominated for Best Picture.
My God.
Mad.
Number 2.
You cannot reason with a tiger when your head is in its mouth!
Angry Churchill, the movie. It's a really good performance.
Yeah.
There are some really good performances in it. I don't know if I really liked it.
I'm with you on that, to be honest. For me, I think Churchill was a better film, but I don't think the performance was as good as Gary Oldman's. Having said that, I still think Gary Oldman's performance is faintly too cartoony for it. You
might just be being put off by all the heavy prosthetics.
I think maybe that is a factor. I think maybe that genuinely is a factor.
I think they look great.
But
I don't think it... Obviously, he's wearing prosthetics, and you can tell because it's Gary Oldman, and he is quite a slight man. But I don't think that you look and you say, oh, he's wearing prosthetics.
I think it's got serious legs with with the older crowd. I mean, because I've noticed that I get asked about this film a lot by older relatives of mine more than anyone else. So there's that. I mean, and it does seem to play well to those who have seen it, but I just can't ever seem to quite settle with the Gary Oldman performance. I mean, he'll clearly win the best actor for it, but
yeah, and it might just more of like a lifetime achievement kind of a thing. But I'm fine with that because up until a few years ago, Gary Oldman had never even been nominated for an Oscar.
It's true. Was it 5 years ago?
What a world.
5, 6?
Yeah, when Tinker Tailor, maybe a few more actually.
I think it was 2012. I think. 2012. So the nomination would have been 2013. Yeah, about that. Yeah. Well, so, I mean, we said our piece. What has Twitter got for us on the darkest hour?
Twitter likes it. No, it's just darkest hour.
Darkest hour, yeah.
There's been a lot of that. People have been saying, like, the Phantom Thread.
Yeah. The darkest hour is that Russian set sci-fi movie from about 6 years ago.
Yes, with Emil Hirsch.
Yes! That was it. Thank you. I couldn't remember.
It's not good.
Not good, no.
At Rebel Diamonds says, wow, just a stunning film! ! Yes, without a doubt, the hashtag darkest hour... She says, different film, love, different film. Is worth hype. Hashtag Gary Oldman is perfection, and the supporting cast give amazing performances. Wasn't expecting to get so emotional. Go see it with 2 exclamation marks at darkest hour. Well, she liked it. It's all right. You could have a worse time.
I think so. Yeah.
Number 1.
Coco,
which I adored. And you've seen it? Did you cry at the end?
I didn't quite, but I was moved.
You were moved, okay.
Yeah, it takes a lot for me to be moved.
A reception area of Dolby screening rooms after that film were just...
Niagara Falls, Frankie Angel.
Yeah, exactly that, in fact. I kind of knew you'd say that as well. Niagara Falls, Frankie Angel. And I really, really dug it. I thought it was such a good movie. So sweet, so touching. I love the music. I love the characters. And I'm just a fan of Benjamin Bratt, like being that kind of character. Such good casting.
Yeah. It's great casting, yeah.
It is. I really loved him in it.
There's a guy from Jane the Virgin in it who I really like.
Oh, yeah?
Plays... Miguel's dad.
Yes, I think I know the one.
It's a decent show about.
Yeah, I'll have a look. Yeah. Have you got a tweet on the matter?
I do. At RMICB says, how about that new Coco movie?
Do you mind if we just skip straight to Downsizing, by the way, because we just want to get this out for time reasons? Is that right?
Do whatever you want.
Okay. Well, I bloody well shall then. I shall indeed, sir. Put you with knobs on. Right. So, Downsizing. We'll talk about Downsizing. Latest from Alexander Payne. And this stars Maddie Damon as a sort of kind of middle working
Matty
Debo, working class occupational therapist who lives in a world in which human beings can be shrunk to, I think it's 0.34% of their actual size in order for them to live life in a world in which their money spreads further. So he and his wife, Kristen Wiig, for instance, have a saved fortune of 150 grand. Once they're shrunk, it equates to $12.5 million. And they go and they live in a special fabricated community for little, tiny shrunken people. And the idea is he gets shrunk down and then discovers that she has wimped out in the 5 hours it takes to get the procedure done. He's on his own now, and he has to find his own way through this new and wacky world. Here's a clip.
Moving to town, are you?
How's that?
I see you're moving to Leisureland. You look like a nice young couple.
Thanks.
Where are you from?
Omaha.
Spokane. Nervous?
Yeah, little.
Don't be. It's the best thing you'll ever do.
So, Maddie Damon on his way to get shrunk there.
I remember when this film got announced that it was, when Maddie Damon signed up for it. In fact, when Alexander Payne said he was writing it, I remember being really excited about it.
I was, actually, for about the first 10 minutes of actually watching it, I was quite sad about it. I want to point out, incidentally, Paramount wouldn't let me watch it. I did watch it. I watched it today at public screen.
I still like you, Paramount. I watched Iron Man 1 and 2 the other day, and I saw your logo.
Oh,
I was really happy to see it.
I think they're basically canon films with GCSEs now. But anyway, so, come on, they couldn't sell a Dwayne Johnson Baywatch movie. How bad are they at their jobs? Anyway, so you watch it and you do think, okay, the first third of this actually is a pretty clever Black Mirror-esque concept. But then you get past that first third, which is basically the point you've seen in the trailer with Kristen Wiig wimping out, and then you get to a film that frankly has no idea whatsoever what it's supposed to be doing, what it's about, what it's aiming for, what it's trying to achieve, or what it has to say. If it does achieve any minor level of success, it does so almost entirely inadvertently, and I do mean in the form of like a single gag towards the very end of the film, which might be the greatest meta statement it could have made, namely that you can actually change the world if you can be bothered to. And once you've got that as the message, the film suddenly starts to kind of make sense. This could have been a good film if anyone involved had been bothered to. It doesn't help as well that there is a key performance in this, and I do mean the female lead, which is one of the most racially insensitive things I've seen on a screen in years. And I mean to the extent where every time this character opened their mouth, I felt deeply uncomfortable. Genuinely squirm in my seat, uncomfortable.
It's Hong Chow.
It is.
Why is it? Why? What do you say about it?
It's a very out-of-date, parodically delivered sort of a way that this character has been executed. It verges.
She dies?
Not quite. Anyways, that's not even the worst part. There's loads of stuff in it that simply isn't funny. That's quite badly thought out. It's not directed with particularly any real imagination, which is strange given the concept that it's doing. And then you get to the fact that the only person who seems happy to be there is Christoph Waltz. And even the fun side of his character gets sucked away after a moment's notice. It's not a very good time. I came away from thinking, good Lord, who actually read the entirety of that script and thought, yes, this is a film we should make? The answer obviously is Paramount. And yeah, go figure.
To their credit, the idea of it,
the idea on paper is,
and also when it says written by Alexander Payne, you just think gold.
My thing was, I did come away from it thinking, I'll be really honest.
He's not done a film that I don't like. And
really?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I think this might be the one. I genuinely think
that's what I'm saying, up until now.
Yeah, I think this could be the one.
And I would say that this is like I would say this is the only film so far that like critics haven't really enjoyed either.
I will say this. If I were Paramount, I wouldn't have shown me this either.
With the latest film news and reviews. This is Offscreen, the on-screen radio show.
And we're back. So, Mr. Allen, do you want to give me a piece of film news before we get to the last review? The very, very last review.
I do. Have you ever seen the 80s film version of Clue?
Yes, I have. In fact, our mutual friend John Dickinson is obsessed with that movie.
He seems to really like it. I like it a great deal.
Yeah, I've not seen it since I was a kid.
Oh, you should watch it again, because I think as an adult, it just takes on something new.
Yeah, I think I will, yeah.
There's lots of like alternate endings, and they're really clever and really funny.
I shall give that a look.
Yeah, but it's been reported that they are going to be making another Clue.
Clue 2?
I hope it's called Clue 2. And Ryan Reynolds is involved to star in it, and he's going to be a producer.
Oh, excellent.
As well.
Do you think he is Professor Mustard?
It's
Colonel Mustard, Professor Plum.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I think it'd be ace if he was a butler. Actually,
that would be quite funny.
Yeah, that'd be quite a turn on it.
It would be. I'd be interested. I think you could
give him something new to do.
You could get a pretty good cast for one of those movies now.
Oh man, Tim Curry is incredible.
Tim Curry as the butler would be good.
Well, he was the butler in the original.
Of course he was.
Yeah, get him back. If he's the same butler, and that's like the connected thread.
It just happens again.
That'd be amazing. But apparently, this is going to be more like an action comedy. I don't know how you'll do that, but.
We shall see, I guess.
We'll see.
Let's move on then to final review of the week. So, The Maze Runner, The Death Cure.
Right.
Which is the third and final one of the Maze Runner series, which began, was it 2012 or 2013? Began with...
2013 or maybe even 2014.
In fact, it was around the same time as Gone Girl. So that will have been 2014, won't it?
I saw it on the same day that I saw... Turtles.
2014 then. Yeah.
And also 71. That was a weird film day. Yeah.
So the idea now is the kids are loose. First of all, I don't remember, just disclaimer, I don't remember an awful lot about any of these movies.
I quite like the first one. That's the one I've seen as well.
I remember thinking it was all right.
Yeah.
And then the second one's a bit ropey. So I'm just going to give you the plot as I understand it.
The Scorch Trials.
I think so, yeah. So the plot, as far as I can understand it from having seen the third one, is The kids who were in the maze were all guinea pigs for a medical experiment because they had an immunity to a virus that was turning the human race into zombies, and all human society is confined within sort of Resident Evil-style, Land of the Dead-esque bunker zones. They're now on the run. One of their number has been captured by the government for further experimentation, and so they have to go on a mission to the last city, which is like a walled city, to rescue him. And that's pretty much all I got. Here's a clip.
That's it. That's our way in.
You were right, sir. A drone sweep picked him up outside the walls.
Get the guns online.
Hey, guys, I'm gonna go now. Look.
I'm not going to lie, I thought this was, for the most part, complete gubbins. I'd imagine if you're about well, that's the thing, if you're of the right age to be a fan of this, you'd have aged out of it by now. Because it's been 4 years.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's been 4 years, and the books are like a decade old, surely.
I guess if you were 13 when the first one came out, you'd see it.
You'd be about 20 by now, wouldn't you?
You'd be like 17, 18. Maybe. Yeah, possibly thinking,
it's too old. Yeah. You'd have a girlfriend by now. Anyway, but this is the whole thing. It's so underwhelming. It's very Sci-Fi Channel season finale. It has about that sensibility to it. It's really, really poorly written. And that's possible that stems all the way back to the source material. I've not read it. I don't know. Yeah. But I mean, it's bafflingly illogical. We're talking about a film that has no idea how basic virology, technology, science, any of that stuff actually works. No idea how a narrative is supposed to function, because the ending of this film can best be described as the credits begin to roll.
Well, he did have quite a troublesome production history.
I know it paused because he injured himself.
He was injured, and I assume they had to do stuff with the scripts.
Well, I'm only assuming that he probably finished reading the script at that point and just started banging his head against a brick wall, because that's pretty much what I would do. Dylan O'Brien, incidentally, who did injure himself, absolute void of human charisma. Thomas Sangster, I think his name is, from Little Boy from Love Actually, who I'm sure is about 45 by now. Is in there, and his best is
Kaya Scodelario.
Yeah, Kaya Scodelario.
Scodelario.
Yeah, Scodelario. Who these are best described as, humans with beating pulses.
However, the adult supporting cast is great.
No. They're great actors. They're not great.
That's what I'm saying. I can't comment on it because I've not seen it.
Because Aidan Gillen, wow.
Oh, Littlefinger.
Oh, yeah, I tell you, that dude is slumming it here. Patricia Clarkson might as well not be in it.
Giancarlo Esposito, Barry Pepper.
Yep.
Walton Goggins.
Yeah, okay. Well, Walton Goggins, first of all, can't save this. And it's a sad day when Walton Goggins can't save something, yeah. To say he's also got Giancarlo Esposito in there is just traumatising. It is complete bilge of the highest calibre.
The rustling that you're about to hear is me eating a custard cream.
You whack away, sir. You have fun.
I beg your pardon, sir.
But I just thought it was dreadful. I mean, and I say that as someone who quite enjoyed the first one. I didn't particularly care for the second. It seems to me that it went from sort of Twilight Zone to Resident Evil to Here's Divergent and Resident Evil, and ain't nobody got no time for that. And no, I'm sorry, this was a really poor finale, really poorly executed, really poorly performed, poorly conceived. It was just poor all round. I did not enjoy a minute of it. Poor.
Terrible. I watched Ultraviolet yesterday.
Oh, good God, on purpose?
Yeah.
Wow. You watched the film that I proclaim to be the worst film I've ever seen on purpose.
It hurt my eyes.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Why was it like that?
I don't know. I paid to see that.
What happened to her nose for like half of it? She doesn't have a nose.
Not a clue.
Yeah.
No idea. And they never did give me that £8 back. I asked.
Damn UGC or whoever it was at the time.
It was Cineworld before they were owned by UGC.
Oh.
So, or before they bought UGC or whatever.
Yeah.
I actually did go to the box office straight afterwards and politely ask for a refund.
Could you call up Mila Djokovic for me and get me my money back?
I do that periodically. It's like the time I asked at the box office after Jurassic Park 3 if I could have my money back because they forgot to show an ending.
And then you turned around and there was a Velociraptor and he was like, Alan.
Anyway, the crux of all of this, of course, is that The Maze Runner is not our film of the week because God help us, how could it be?
It's the Raptor from Jurassic Park 3.
It is indeed the Raptor from Jurassic. He's our film of the week. Of everything this week, I think I would probably go for Last Flag Flying, to be honest. That's
I'd go for that as well, by default, because it's the only film I've seen, but I liked it a lot.
I like 12 Strong as well, but I don't think that's for everyone. But yeah, Last Flag Flying I think was genuinely terrific. So yeah.
Yeah, what have we got next week?
Next week, fun to come. We've got the/not the Phantom Thread. We've got the documentary Makala. We've got Lies We Tell with Gabriel Byrne. We've got Denzel in Roman J. Israel. We've got Esquire. Is it Esquire as well?
Esquire, yeah.
Okay.
ESQ.
We've also got Paddy Considine in Journey's End. And Helen Mirren in Winchester. And last, but certainly by no means least, Jerry Butler is back for Den of Thieves.
I am genuinely excited about it.
Do you know the actual multimedia screening? The tickets are lanyards.
That's amazing.
Like the actual undercover badge lanyard things. Yeah, quite cool. So we've got...
Can you bring me one back?
Well, it was tonight, and I've not gone, obviously, so yeah. I don't know. But so we've got all those to come and more next week off screen. In the meanwhile, this has been a Candy Store production, but on screen, I've been Van Connor.
And I've been 12 Strong.
And we'll be back.
Just show me the way to get out of here, and I'll be on my way.
You've been listening to Offscreen. For more news and reviews, visit onscreenfilm.com.
Best Actress. We have Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
In Butu.
Is that Butu? Is it like a Madia Halloween?
Madia Halloween.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. We have Tyler Perry again.
Okay.
In look, I'm wearing a dress.
All right. Isn't Jack Black in there as well for Jumanji?
What in the dress?
No, I mean for Best Actress.
Oh yes, no, he's also been nominated for that.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Which everyone thinks is quite a controversial turn, but
I don't think so. I think he absolutely delivered.
I'm with it.
Yeah, it was a very nuanced performance. I think he absolutely delivered.
Yeah. Everyone on RuPaul's Drag Race, even though it's not a film, is just fierce.
Well, they are awards caliber.
Definitely.
I mean, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, Varja.
And Melania Trump, I believe, is in there for Best Actress as well.
But she's in disguise.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, she's disguised as a politician's wife.
It's funny because he's disguised as politician.
Exactly.
Yeah. / giant what's it.
Yeah, there we go. So there's our obligatory Trump reference.
And we're done.
And we're out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Stormy Daniels has also been nominated as well.
Best performance, faking an orgasm with Donald Trump. Seriously, that's got to be the hardest acting job in the world, surely.
Is that a given name? Her Christian name, Stormy, do you reckon?
I think she's named after her grandmother.
She's from the
Connecticut
Connecticut Daniels.
Yeah. It's always Connecticut.
I love that joke. He's always Connecticut. Yeah.
Because Connecticut is just one of those places where you feel like they would have lineage names.
Yes.
Or the New Hampshire.
It
needs to be somewhere like that, doesn't it? Yeah. But,
should we do the actual ones?
Yes, do the actual ones.
So, Best Actor nominees.
Uh-huh.
Let me just find it because I've lost it.
Oh, I've just been using the Academy Twitter feed, if I'm honest.
Cool. All right, I've got it. So, Timothy Chalamet.
Oh, yeah.
Or Timothy Chalamet, if you don't know how to pronounce his name.
Fair dues.
Yep. Call Me By Your Name. Mm-hmm. It's very good. It's a very good performance.
He's good, yeah.
Good crying directly into the camera.
Good sexual contact with fruit.
Yeah.
Good.
He's nominated for that as well.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Is he nominated for best fruit boning?
Best fruit boning, yeah. Best boning of a stone fruit.
What was the fruit? Was it peach? Peach, wasn't it? Yeah. He can bone a peach for hours. It's called the Nicolas Cage School Theatre.
In the book, apparently, it's more graphic as well.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
God, I don't want to imagine how that
works.
Well,
what the other character does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I just realised now. I don't watch Armie Hammer doing that.
Daniel Day-Lewis, Phantom Thread.
Okay.
He doesn't do anything to Peach as far as I'm
No,
aware.
I think he just shows up and be's awesome.
Yeah.
Be's awesome?
Be's awesome.
Be's awesome. I think it shows up and is awesome. There we are.
Yeah, just is Daniel Day-Lewis.
Exactly.
Yeah, because he's amazing. Daniel Kaluuya.
Ah, yes. This is the one I'm so happy about. Yep. Oh, man.
I think we all know that Gary Oldman's going to win.
Talk.
I will go out and buy a hat to eat that hat. Because I don't really... I mean, I've got hats, but not hats I wear. I'll go out and buy a hat that I really like, come back, eat it if he loses.
Nacho hat. Just buy a nacho hat. That works. It kind of solves the problem for you.
That's cheating, isn't it? That's the coward's way out, then. Gary Oldman for Darkest Hour and Denzel. Because when you call Denzel, who's got time for your surname?
No, exactly. True that.
You know it is.
True that.
Yeah.
I think Gary Oldman. I think kind of walking away with that one. I mean, I would love Daniel Kaluuya to win, but I mean, I think just being nominated is impressive enough on its own merits.
The three I've seen, I don't know, actually, like performance-wise, because Daniel Kaluuya's performance is great.
It is very good,
but that's not what sells the film for me.
No,
but Gary Oldman's performance on Darkest Hour is what sells Darkest Hour for me.
I think what's impressive about Kaluuya in Get Out is that it's a very measured performance, and I think it's the kind of acting that doesn't generally get awards recognition.
No,
it's the big swing of that character is when that film goes into its third act, rather than go big with his emotion, he goes very insular and very cold and calculating. And I think that's part of the reason that Get Out is as good as it is, because that plot movement and the way that performance moves is
the bits
exceptional.
where he's in the song place and he looks terrified. That's the most scared I think I've ever seen an actor look.
Oh yeah, when he's in the chair and he's straight on and he's just got the tears and wow.
It's pretty amazing.
It's a good moment.
But yeah, I'm going to go for Gary Oldman. I'm just saying the ones I'm going to win.
Oh, yeah.
Well, but I think you're going to win.
Okay.
We usually got a pretty good track record. Best Actress, Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water.
Do you know, she's always a bridesmaid, never a bride, Sally Hawkins, isn't she? Always gets nominated and then never quite...
this is only the second time she's been nominated. I think she's like one of those actresses that, like, it's great for her to just be recognised.
I thought she'd been nominated a bunch of times.
No, she's been nominated for Blue Jasmine and this, I believe. I think she won a Golden Globe for Happy Go Lucky.
That might be what I'm thinking. That might be it. Yeah.
But I don't think she was nominated for an Oscar for that. I think it was just
I did think it was Happy Go Lucky that she'd gotten something for.
Yeah. Frances McDormand for Three Billboards.
She's my pick to win.
Yeah, I think she's a lot of people seem to see it as a Sally Hawkins versus the Frances McDormand race, but Frances McDormand has won like SAG Award and...
Well, neither you nor I have yet seen The Shape of Water, so...
No. And obviously, she doesn't speak in it. Sally Hawkins.
That's a shame.
Well, she's a mute.
Well, yeah,
she's deaf.
I was going to say, I know she's a mute. I was going to say, is the explanation of that because she's deaf? But yeah.
Margot Robbie for I, Tonya. It's a really good performance.
It is a great performance, isn't it? It's so good.
And again, it's now great that we could say Academy Award nominee Margot Robbie.
Yeah, there's that.
It's pretty great.
You know, we can actually say, yes, she has something great to her name other than that time she got a kit off in The Wolf of Wall Street. So,
do you want to feel like an underachiever?
I usually feel like an underachiever. Go on.
Make her feel like an underachiever. Saoirse Ronan is 23. This is her third nomination.
My God.
It's mad.
Do you know what I worked out, actually? Because Meryl's got a nomination, hasn't she?
This is her 21st.
Yeah, this is her 21st. Right, I actually went and checked. Meryl Streep has 78 acting credits to her name. Right, this includes projects that have yet to be released.
Right.
Which means Meryl Streep has been Oscar nominated for more than a quarter of her body of work.
That's amazing.
That is astonishing. More than a quarter. Wow. But
I think some nominations are not as deserved as others.
No one deserved to be not even nominated for Iron Lady. But
the fact that she won, just
terrifying, isn't it?
I thought that film was horrendous.
I thought it was not only a bad film, but quite a disrespectful and offensive one as well.
Yeah.
But, I don't know.
But she's nominated this year.
Cheers.
Yeah. Do you know what? I watched a Meryl Streep film the other day, but I've not seen.
What was that?
Julia and...
Oh, Julie and Julia.
Julie and Julia, yeah.
Well, we watched Death Becomes Her over Christmas, didn't we?
Our film is great.
And then we watched that over Christmas, you and I and everyone around my place that day. And then, as dumb luck would have it, on Sunday afternoon, it was on like Channel 5 or something. Really? In the middle of the afternoon. I was like,
mad.
What are the odds of seeing this twice in such a short amount of time?
Like buses, aren't we, Robert Zemeckis films?
Indeed.
Best supporting actor, Willem Dafoe, not Willem Defriend.
Yep.
In Florida Project. Which I still need to finish.
Just for not being a murderer. That's what it is.
Just for being a good guy.
Yeah, just for the fact that Willem Dafoe runs a motel and doesn't murder people. That's Oscar worthy.
This is the third time he's been nominated. Ooh. Nominated for Platoon.
Of course.
That's
going back a while, isn't it?
I think it's 30 years old.
I think it is this year, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a great film.
It's classic.
And what is that vampire one? Shadow of a Vampire.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That was an interesting one, yeah.
Woody Harrelson.
For 3 Billboards.
Yep. Also for nomination.
I was going to say about this one, because Sam Rockwell is also nominated for Best Supporting Actor for 3 Billboards, right?
Yes, first nomination.
How many times has that happened where 2 actors from the same movie are nominated in the same category?
I think more often than you think. I don't think it's happened for a couple of years. But the last time I can remember it happening was when Jessica Chastain and Octavia Spencer were nominated for supporting actress for
The Help. Yeah, right.
And that's the last time in recent years. But I think it has happened a few times before.
Oh, I was just wondering that the other day. It's just not something that immediately leapt to mind. I couldn't figure that one out.
Yeah.
So, who else we got?
Richard Jenkins.
Oh, Shape of Water?
Yeah.
Because he's a narrator or something in that, I think.
I don't know if he narrates it as well. He's he is an actual character in it.
Yeah, I know he's in it, but he seems to narrate it as well, I think.
I think he's Sally Hawkins'
boss or father? Or?
No, they live in the same building.
Okay.
Yeah. And Christopher Plummer.
Oh, what's he done of note?
He got a job 10 or 11 weeks ago.
Yes.
And is now nominated for an Oscar for it, which is pretty great.
God. Yeah, but that was the thing. He was getting awards recognition for that before anyone had seen it.
Yeah.
Nobody had seen that film when he was starting to get Golden Globe nominations and things like that.
Definitely. And I think if you're going to reward that work, reward the casting director, which you can't because it's not a casting Oscar. I know. Or you reward Ridley Scott for it.
You do kind of feel like they should, by the way.
Yeah.
But, fair play. If you want to play it that way.
But I do think that Christopher Plummer getting in there has edged out Armie Hammer. I've not seen Old Man World, but I think if you nominate Timothée Chalamet, I think you nominate Armie Hammer because I don't think...
the one doesn't particularly work without the other, does it?
Yeah. It's like 2 halves of a peach.
How pissed off are you that yet another year Michael Stuhlbarg hasn't gone?
Very annoyed. Yeah. Because through 3 billboards, you could have had Michael Stuhlbarg and Armie Hammer.
Well, yeah, true.
But I generally think it's the Christopher Plummer thing, and I think it's the whole politics of it, isn't it?
I do.
When something happens outside of the campaign, it affects other people's chances. And
I feel like Sam Rockwell could get it. I feel like it could happen.
I think it's between Sam Rockwell and Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, I'd go with that, to be honest.
Yeah. Which, again, that seems to be popular opinion as well.
So what category next is supporting actress?
Supporting actress, Mary J. Blige for Mudbound.
It's a good performance.
Really good
Very good performance.
Yeah. I was surprised with how much I enjoyed Mudbound.
Yeah, actually,
I really liked it.
I'm surprised, actually. I wouldn't have thought you'd like it as much as you did. I thought,
why is that?
I don't know. I just feel like it was one of those films you'd be like, a bit dull.
I don't know. I thought it was really well told.
Fair enough.
Alison Janney for I, Tonya.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So we don't want her to win at all.
No, not at all. Don't want anyone ever involved in West Wing to.
Right. We've not reviewed I, Tonya, obviously, and it's not out until the end of next month in the UK.
But we've both seen it.
We've both seen it, and we're not embargoed on it, so we can actually talk about it. Let's just call it what it is. Alison Janney is absolutely the best thing about I, Tonya. Hands down.
Oh, yeah.
Far and away, the undisputed MVP.
I think Margot Robbie's amazing as well, but she is...
Margot Robbie is, amazing in it, but Alison Janney, whole new level. I think awesome.
If you're gonna say that this is Goodfellas on ice, then she's Joe Pesci.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I'd go with that.
Leslie Manville for Phantom Thread. Interesting thing about Leslie Manville that I saw online.
This is Gary Oldman, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go on.
Alfie Oldman's parents have both been nominated for an Oscar in the same year.
Yeah, how weird is that?
Yeah. Very strange.
Who knew?
Laurie Metcalf for Lady Bird.
You tell me she's very good in
She's amazing. Yeah. So I think it's either Alison Janney or Laurie Metcalf. And then Octavia Spencer for Shape of Water.
I mean, I've not seen Lady Bird or Shape of Water yet. I do hope. I mean, based on the 2 I've seen of that, I do kind of hope it's Alison Janney. I mean, I really love that performance. But
again, she's an actress that I never thought would be nominated for an Oscar. So for her to win, amazing.
We live
Same for someone like Laurie Metcalf as well.
Okay, let's breeze through original song then.
Oh, you're doing song, right?
Oh, do you want to do a song real quick?
Let me just find, because we are on different pages.
Oh, we're on different pages. I'm sorry.
It's all right, you kick it off.
I've got them all in front of me. I can find them easy enough. So you go with what you want to do, and yeah.
I've already started to scroll down now. I'm even more lost than when I began.
All right, fussy bugger. Okay, so original song. Okay, I'll do. So I'll try run through these, and you can give me your analysis. Yeah. Okay, so "Mighty River" from Mudbound is nominated.
It's really good. Yeah,
really good.
It's Mary J. Blige and Common.
It is. "Mystery of Love" from "Call Me by Your Name."
Great song.
"Remember Me" from Coco. That song does stick with you.
And it's one of the main parts of the film.
It is, yeah. "Stand Up for Something" from Marshall, which is
I've not seen Marshall, but I should.
That's the thing. I one of those when I see it written down, I'm like, oh yeah, I've forgotten about that song. That was quite good, but it was kind of like the Selma one. It's by Dionne Warren.
Oh right,
yeah.
Oh, of course it. Do you know how many times bloody Dionne Warren's been nominated for an Oscar?
Yeah, I know. And finally, my personal pick, which is "This Is Me" from The Greatest Showman.
That's gonna win.
I think it'll win. I think it's got to win.
It's definitely going to win.
It's going to be the gay anthem for the next 2 decades, so it might as well win.
Yeah.
But, there's that.
Best score I've got. I don't know if you've got
Yeah, I'll find score.
Cool. Score, Hans Zimmer for Dunkirk.
It's a good score. It's a damn good score.
It's better than Interstellar.
Well, let's be on nails on a chalkboard. It's better than Interstellar.
Yeah, you sound like you just fell asleep on an organ. John Greenwood for Phantom Thread, which means that someone in Radiohead has been nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
That's great. Big fan of that. Alexander Desplat for Shape of Water.
He usually delivers good results, Desplat.
Yeah, I think he's only won once before.
Oh, that's strange.
Yeah, I think he won for Grand Budapest.
Yeah.
I might have to double check that.
That was good though, Grand Budapest. That was a good score.
He's definitely nominated for it. I don't know if he won.
Oh, okay.
Potentially. John Williams for, Star Wars.
The Last Jedi. It's a good score though, Last Jedi.
Yeah. And Carter Burwell for Three Billboards, who's done a bunch of Coen Brothers stuff. And yeah, it's kind of what I expected. There's part of me that wanted John Bryan to be nominated for Lady Bird, but also it didn't happen, so I have to move on with my life, just be happy about it.
Who's your pick?
Out of that, Desplat.
Okay, fair. Okay, so where are we going next?
You tell me.
Shall we round it out with the writing ones?
Yeah.
Or shall let's do animated and writing and then call it a day.
Yeah.
But so which one do you want to start with?
Let's do one of the writing ones.
Okay.
Do original.
Do original. Okay. So original screenplays. Nominees: Best The Big Sick. Emily Gordon, Kumail Nanjiani, which it was their actual story.
Yeah.
That was the part I loved. Jordan Peele and Get Out. We've got Greta Gerwig with Lady Bird. The Shape of Water, which is Guillermo del Toro and Vanessa Taylor. And Three Billboards Outside of Missouri, which is Martin McDonagh.
Yeah. That is insanely strong.
That is, how do you pick one of those?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't even seen Lady Bird or Shape of Water. I'm like, the other three are so strong that's just... Wow. I mean, I wouldn't want to be up against Three Billboards or Get Out or The Big Sick. That's just... So, I mean, that's how I know Lady Bird and Shape of Water must really be something. But...
Best Adapted.
Go on.
Call Me By Your Name.
Yep.
James Ivory. The Disaster Artist. So, nomination for Disaster Artist, but I'm happy that anything to do with that film has been nominated.
It got a nomination. It's fine. At least we get Tommy Wiseau at the Oscars. That's all we need.
I just need a picture of him at the Oscars.
I know. I just want Tommy Wiseau to be at the Oscars. That's all I need in my life.
Yeah. And I can also say that I've met someone that has inspired a Oscar-nominated screenplay, because I've met Greg Sestero.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
I remember that. Was that a screening or something years ago?
Yeah, it was like a Q&A thing. He came to Sheffield recently in December, but I saw him a couple of years ago, the last time he came to Sheffield.
Was it the thing at the university?
Yes.
Man, I forget the name of it.
It was when the book had just come out, and he was he was just taking it around everywhere, doing Q&As.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was really great. He did this bit actually where he was getting people to come up, and he had the actual script of the room, and he was getting people to be Tommy, and he was...
I got the results. I definitely have breast cancer.
And I'm dying.
That movie.
Anything for my princess.
So, other adapted screenplay nominees include Logan, amazingly, which I don't think is an adapted screenplay, but okay, if we're playing by the letter of the law, then I suppose. But
it kind of is, but...
Kind of is and kind of isn't. But
just be happy that Like
a superhero movie got an adapted screenplay nomination.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Got a nomination, some of it's not visual effects.
Yes, there's that.
Yeah. Guardians 2 got nominated for visual effects, which I thought was...
It is weird.
Is that just because it's in space? I feel like that always happens with the Oscars. It's just
I
like, oh, that
feel
one's in
like
space.
Thor had better visual effects that were more worthy of nomination, because you could have seen the sizzle reel, including the Valkyrie sequence, and that would have really popped.
Yeah.
But to each their own.
It's all right. Molly's Game.
Aaron Sorkin.
I mean, he's already got one, so...
Yeah, but it's just nice to see him back on
nice to
there.
see him there,
I think
yeah.
it's a really good movie.
Yeah. I really, really liked it. And Mudbound. Mudbound has got quite a few, which is... Yeah, I'm really happy about it.
But they're happy over at Netflix.
Yeah, they are.
They really are.
Finally making some...
What's that? We lost 39 million. Who cares? We have Oscar noms, man.
We'll get about 39 million back.
We'll get it back in 20 minutes, but...
Yeah.
So, best animated feature, because this elicited some ire, we shall say. Best animated feature. The Boss Baby. I mean, what crack were they smoking?
I don't hate it. In fact, I remember...
No. I
remember enjoying it fine.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked The Boss Baby more than a lot of critics, and you enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
My thing is, that's not an Oscar film.
Yeah.
No.
It is not better than the Lego Batman movie.
No, it's not at all. No. What else we got? The Breadwinner. I'm not even sure what that is. The Breadwinner.
I think it's a foreign film. I'm not sure it's about...
Oh, is that token one that's in every year?
Yes.
You know the one? Yeah. That token foreign animated film that gets dubbed every year, like clockwork.
I'll watch it, though.
And we usually get it on like a press show somewhere around August.
Yeah. Way after the fact.
Usually August, September, we get the press show, and you're like, oh, this is that one that got nominated and didn't win. Oh, I remember it now.
The Red Turtle. Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that's Song of the Sea.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
To be fair, they're usually great.
They're usually fine, yeah. But you never hear about
Secret of Kells and...
yeah. What else we got? Oh, Coco, obviously, which is kind of the obvious winner.
Which is,
obvious winner.
It's got to.
That's not a chance that's losing.
Because not just for name recognition and stuff, because...
It's a damn good film.
It's just great.
Yeah. What else we got? Ferdinand.
Yeah.
Okay. Does this mean John Cena can walk around saying he's been nominated for an Oscar?
Well, it's an Oscar-nominated film. Kobe Bryant can.
Kobe Bryant can? Is he in Ferdinand?
No, but there is a basketball documentary, like a short-form documentary that's been nominated.
Oh, yeah, he's one of those.
And I think he's down as a producer, so I think he's actually an Oscar nominee.
Oh, my God.
Which is amazing.
And this one I was quite impressed to see, Loving Vincent, which is a remarkable technical achievement. I don't know about calling it an animated film, though. I mean, it is... Did A Scanner Darkly count as an animated film?
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
Because I would argue they are the same thing. I would absolutely argue Loving Vincent and A Scanner Darkly are equal in terms of, are they an animated film?
He is one of the most eclectic directors I think that's ever lived.
Who's that?
Richard
Linklater. He absolutely is. Give him that. But you know what? He did give us Bryan Cranston pretending to be God over a Motorola flip phone. So you know, fair play to him.
This is God.
And our boy, is it Glenn Powell? Glenn Powell for Everybody Wants Some. So he did give us that. So let's just thank him.
He's amazing in that.
We'll just thank him and call it a day.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean it's an interesting crop this year.
Glenn Powell is who I want to be Adam Warlock in Guardians 3.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I think you'd need something like a 70s kind of haircut. He needs that Tom Petty haircut.
Get him back.
Give him a Tom Petty haircut.
He can block
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
He could absolutely do that.
Lock him in a gym for a month. Great.
I don't think that dude needs a lot of time in the
I just
gym.
feel like you need someone to be particularly buff.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
But is that it for us? Should we call it a week?
Let's call it.
Let's call it. Here it is. Your moment of Cage.
You were once supposed to play Superman. Did you see Justice League?
I did.
What'd you think?
I thought it was fun. Yeah. I thought it was fun. That's all I'm going to say.